Hello, Tech families. Welcome to our knowledge lesson scheduled for Friday, May 1st, 2020. Before we get started, make sure that you're in a quiet space, free from distractions, and that you're sitting up tall with laser beam eye contact, just like Michaela. Now, our focus for today will be you guys will review what you have learned about nutrients. Students will identify 6 nutrients that are essential for good health. Students will demonstrate an understanding of the Tier 2 word essential. Students will write an entry in the My Human Body Journal in which they provide examples of the 4 main nutrients and describe how to keep a body healthy. Students will demonstrate an understanding of the use of adverbs to modify verbs. Now, before we get started today, please make sure that you have a piece of paper, your knowledge book, and paper. Now, if you don't have your knowledge book, that's totally fine. Just make sure that you have some extra sheets of paper. Now, the title of today's read aloud is called Nutrients. Say nutrients. Good. Now, what are nutrients? You've learned about nutrients earlier in this domain. Go ahead and press pause now to take a moment to think. What are nutrients? When you're done thinking, be sure to share what nutrients are with someone nearby, and press play when you're ready to continue with the rest of our lesson. Now, nutrients are nourishing substances that are necessary for growth and the maintenance of life. Now, the word nourish means to provide with food or nutrients necessary for health and life. Now, how does the body get nutrients? Say, Now, go ahead and pause the video now to think about how the body gets nutrients. When you're done thinking, go ahead and press play to see if your thoughts were correct. Welcome back from your think time. Now, friends, the way we get nutrients is through eating and drinking food because nutrients are contained in our food and in our drinks. Now, the word nourish means to provide with food or nutrients necessary for health and life. Now, lastly, how do nutrients travel through the body? Press pause to think for a moment, and when you're ready, press play to see if your answer was correct. And welcome back. Now, nutrients travel in the body through the blood. Say, whoa. All right, now, friends, before we move on, something to note. Food themselves are not nutrients, but there are different nutrients in different types of food. For example, with my potatoes here have different nutrients than my avocados. Remember that nutrients are not food, but that there are different nutrients inside of different types of food. So now I'm going to say several foods and drinks. If you think the food or drink contains lots of nutrients or helps you grow and stay healthy, you'll say, that's a lot of nutrients. Let's try that together. 1, 2, ready, go. That's a lot of nutrients. Now, if you think the food or drink does not contain many nutrients or does not help you grow and stay healthy, you'll say, that's not a lot of nutrients. Let's say that together. 1, 2, ready, go. That's not a lot of nutrients. Okay, remember, if it has lots of nutrients, you'll say, that's a lot of nutrients. Your turn. Good. That's a lot of nutrients. And if it does not have lots of nutrients, you'll say, that's not a lot of nutrients. All right, here is your first example. Orange juice. Take a moment to think. 1, 2, ready, go. That's a lot of nutrients. Good. Here is your next example. Candy. 1, 2, ready, go. That's not a lot of nutrients. Next example. Broccoli. 1, 2, ready, go. That's a lot of nutrients. Milk. 1, 2, ready, go. That's a lot of nutrients. And last one, soda. 1, 2, ready, go. That's not a lot of nutrients. Okay, so good job with your nutrients. I noticed lots of friends knew right away which were the types of things that would help their bodies grow and stay healthy. And we also knew the ones that weren't so good for us, like the soda and like the candy. But we knew that things like orange juice, broccoli, and milk do contain a lot of nutrients that will help us stay healthy and help us grow. Now, in today's read aloud, you will hear about the four main nutrients that your body needs to grow. Remember, I'll give you a little hint on your exit pass. You're thinking about the four main nutrients your body needs to grow. And there's also two other nutrients that are important. Now, friends, today you will listen carefully to learn about 6 nutrients essential to healthy bodies. Remember that our narrator's name is Nick Nutri, and he is a nutritionist. Why do you eat? Is it because certain foods taste really good to you? That's surely one reason why I eat. I cannot imagine my world without the taste of a fresh bowl of vegetable soup or a peppermint stick ice cream cone on a summer's day. You also eat because you get hungry, right? Your tummy grumbles and complains if it hasn't been fed for a long time. But what is the main reason you eat? Ah, at last, Nick Nutri's chance to talk about my favorite topic, nutrients. You eat because you need the nutrients that food provides to stay healthy. We have talked a lot about nutrients in the previous lessons. You know that your blood carries nutrients to all parts of the human body. Your digestive and excretory systems filter waste from the body and send nutrients back into the blood. Now, let's take a moment to think. What are the other 4 body systems? Go ahead and pause the video now to think of those body systems. When you have them in your brain, press play and we'll review. Welcome back from your think time. The other 4 body systems include the circulatory, say circulatory, muscular, say muscular, skeletal, say skeletal, and nervous system, say nervous system. Your cells need nutrients to stay alive. Your tissues need nutrients to function properly. Your organs stop working without the right nutrients. And if your organs stop working, your body systems might stop working too. What are cells? Think back to our previous domains. And when you have an idea, you can raise your hand. Good, go ahead and put your hands down. We'll review together as a class. Cells are the smallest unit of living things, the body's building blocks. What is tissue? Looking for hands now. Good, and you can put your hands down and say it with me. Tissues are a group of cells that perform the same jobs in living things. What are organs? Organs are groups of tissue that do a particular job for the body. And lastly, what is a body system? Go ahead and pause the video now to share with someone nearby. When you're finished sharing, press play so we can continue the rest of the lesson. Body systems. The body system is a collection of organs that work together for the same purpose. Now, you know that nutrients are good for you, but what exactly are nutrients? Nutrients are substances that provide nourishment necessary for growth and health of an organism. Providing the body with nutrients it needs is an essential or necessary part of staying healthy. Now, how do you get nutrients? Yes, from the food you eat. Good job remembering from earlier in the lesson. Nutritionists like me think of the body as a chemical factory. Everything you eat is made up of thousands of different chemical substances. The ones that every healthy body needs to stay alive are called nutrients. What are they called? Yes, nutrients. Everyone needs 4 basic nutrients. Repeat them after me. Water. Good. Carbohydrates. Say that. Good. Proteins. Say that. Good. And fats. Say that. Good. Now I'm going to say all four together. Water, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Yes, let's say those four basic nutrients together. Get ready. Water, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. These nutrients come from different food sources. It is up to you to choose the right foods to supply your bodies with the proper balance of water, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make the best food choices for maintaining a healthy body. Let's start with the nutrient that is familiar to everybody, water. Water is perhaps the most important nutrient of all. It is necessary for all body functions. Now, remember that functions is another word for jobs or purpose. You cannot live for more than about a week without water. Did you know that 2/3 of your body is made up of water? Water is part of your blood. It travels in and out of your cells and helps to dissolve other nutrients, carrying them to all your tissues. Water is a necessary part of the excretory system, making up most of your urine. Water helps break down your food so that solid waste can pass from your body. Water even helps maintain the right body temperature. When given a choice of what to drink, water is always the healthiest choice you can make. It is up to you to constantly refill your body's supply of water. You need between 3 and 6 cups a day, but not all your water needs to come from a cup. Did you know that many foods contain lots of water too? Grapefruit, watermelon, tomatoes, cucumber, and lettuce are all good choices. One way to tell that you are getting enough water is to check the color of your urine. It should be practically colorless or clear. All nutrients supply your body with energy, but the body's main source of energy comes from carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are found almost entirely in plant foods, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, peas, and beans. Potatoes, rice, and pasta are good choices for carbohydrates. Milk and milk products, like ice cream and yogurt, provide the body with carbohydrates and proteins. Cheese only has a few carbohydrates. Protein is a bodybuilder and is contained in all body cells. It is necessary for your body's growth and development, building muscle, and helping to repair cells. It's easy to see how cells outside the body, like hair, skin, and nails, renew themselves, isn't it? Now, based on the way renew is used, what do you think that means? Let's see if the text will help us out. Each time we cut them, they grow right back. And so we can guess from the text that renew means something like growing right back. The body makes its own protein, but it needs help from foods. Good sources of protein include meat, fish, chicken, eggs, milk, and beans. The fourth nutrient that your body needs is fat. Now let's pause for a moment. What are the 3 other nutrients we just discussed? Go ahead and pause and share with someone nearby. When you're finished, press play and we will review. Now, once again, the fourth nutrient your body needs is fat. The other 3 nutrients that it needs are water, say water, carbohydrates, say carbohydrates, and protein, say protein. Butter, margarine, and oils are good sources of fat. Today, many people are overweight, so it may seem strange to you that I am telling you to include fat in your diet, but your body does need a certain amount of fat. Does anyone know why? Go ahead and lock those ideas in your brain, and then make sure you're still sitting up nice and tall with that laser beam eye contact. Well, for one thing, fat is necessary for the development of your brain, especially in the first few years of life. When you looked at skin cells under a microscope, do you remember seeing the layer of fat cells? A thin layer of fat underneath your skin acts like a blanket, providing you with insulation or protection and warmth. Fat stores energy in your body and helps keep your skin healthy too. So, you see, fat is an important nutrient, but you only need a very small amount of it. Your body can make most of its building blocks from carbohydrates and proteins. At a certain point at a certain point in your life, you need to be careful not to eat too much fat because that might cause you to gain too much weight. So far, you've learned that the body needs four basic nutrients to grow and stay healthy. What are they? Get ready. Water, say it. Carbohydrates, say it. Proteins, say it. And fats, say it. Good. Now, let's put all four together. Listen to me. Water, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Your turn. Water, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Now, good readers always ask questions about a text to help them understand. And that is exactly what we are going to do as good readers now. Question 1. Which one of the four basic nutrients supplies most of the body's energy? Now, we're not just going to guess at this answer. As a good reader, I'm going to go back and reread a part of the text that may help us with our answer. All nutrients supply your body with energy, but the body's main source of energy comes from carbohydrates. Now, here's the question again. Which one of the four basic nutrients supplies most of the body's energy? Say it on 2. 1, 2. Carbohydrates. Give yourself 2 claps. Question 2. If your hair and nails stop growing, which essential nutrient are you most likely missing? And why? Once again, I'm going to reread a part of the text and then I'll be coming back to you to answer our question. Protein is a bodybuilder and is contained in all body cells. It is necessary for your body's growth and development, building muscle and helping to repair cells. It's easy to see how cells outside the body, like hair, skin, and nails, renew themselves, isn't it? Each time we cut them, they grow back. The body makes its own protein, but it needs help from foods. Okay, here is our question again. If your hair and nails stop growing, which essential nutrient are you most likely missing? Say it on 2. 1, 2. Protein. Good, and we know that because protein is the essential nutrient that helps cells outside the body renew themselves. And so if our hairs and nails aren't growing, that means they're not renewing themselves, and so we're most likely missing protein. Question 3. Which vitamins supplied by citrus fruits like oranges, lemons, and limes help to build tissue to fight germs? Of course, I'm going to reread a part of the text and then I'll be coming to you for your responses. Long ago, sailors lived on a diet of only biscuits and salty meat while they were out at sea. They began to suffer from bleeding gums and their bones became weak. Once they added lemons and limes to their diets, the sailors became much better. Why do you think that is? Citrus fruits like lemons, limes, and oranges gave sailors the vitamin C they needed to keep their blood vessels, gums, and teeth healthy. Vitamin C also helps build tissue to fight germs. I'll reread the question one more time before I have you call out your answer. Which vitamins supplied by citrus fruits like oranges, lemons, and limes helps build tissue and fight germs? Say it on 2. 1, 2. Vitamin C. All right, so friends, for this last question, I'm going to have you pause to share your thinking with someone nearby. If you had to plan a meal that contained many nutrients, what would you eat and drink at that meal? What nutrients would you get from each of the foods and drinks? Go ahead and pause the video now to share your ideas with someone nearby. When you're finished sharing, press play and we can continue with the rest of our lesson. Go ahead and pause now to share. Now, I'm going to say several things. If what I say is a nutrient that your body needs, you'll give a thumbs up. If it is not a nutrient that your body needs, you'll give a thumbs down. And make sure you wait for the countdown so that we can chill all together as a team. The first example is soda. 1, 2, ready, go. No, soda is not a nutrient that our body needs. Here's your next one. Water. 1, 2, ready, go. Absolutely right. Water is a nutrient that your body needs. Carbohydrates. 1, 2, ready, go. Boom. Yes, carbohydrates are absolutely a nutrient that our body needs. Systems. 1, 2, ready, go. Systems are important for our body, but it's not one of the nutrients that we need. Fats. 1, 2, ready, go. Oh, say silly, Miss Brown. Yes, we do need fats for our body as an essential nutrient. And last one, cells. 1, 2, ready, go. Cells are important, but it's not one of the nutrients that our body needs. Now, remember that the nutrients we need are, repeat after me, water, good, carbohydrates, good, proteins, good, and fats. And let's put it all together. Water, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Let me hear it. Water, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Now, there are 2 other nutrients needed by the body, but in lesser amounts, and those are vitamins and minerals. Say it, vitamins and minerals. So in the read aloud you heard, providing the body with nutrients it needs is an essential part of staying healthy. Say essential. Good, yes, essential. Essential means absolutely necessary. Say absolutely necessary. Good, now let's use a complete sentence. Essential means absolutely necessary. Say it. Essential means absolutely necessary. For example, when traveling by public transport, it is essential to arrive before the departure time on the schedule. Otherwise, you'll miss your ride. Now, let's think of some things that are essential to a classroom. What is absolutely necessary to making our day run smoothly? Make sure to use the word essential when you tell about it. For example, here's an example. It is essential for everyone's sounds to be off while the teacher is teaching. Now, you're going to pause the video to use the word essential. And here's your sentence stem. It is essential for everyone to. Go ahead and pause the video now and share a few sentences with someone nearby. It is essential for everyone to. Go ahead and share. Now, our focus word for today is essential. Say that word again. Yes, essential. I'm going to name some common daily activities. If what I say is essential or absolutely necessary to staying healthy, say that's essential. If it is not essential to staying healthy, you'll say that's not essential. Remember to answer in complete sentences. Before we get started though, remember that I'm asking for things that are essential for good health. Some of the things we say might be essential for things other than good health. For example, it's important to read books, but that's not essential for good health. The things that we're naming now are things that are essential to your health or staying healthy. Okay. Remember, if it is essential, you'll say that is essential. Let's practice that now. That is essential. Good. If it's not essential to staying healthy, you'll say that's not essential. Let's practice that. That's not essential. All right. Here is your first example. Singing songs. 1, 2, ready, go. That's not essential. While we may have fun singing songs, that's not something that's absolutely necessary for good health. Here's your next one. Eating chocolate. 1, 2, ready, go. That's not essential. While we may love chocolate, it's not essential to keep our bodies healthy. Here's your next one. Sleeping well. 1, 2, ready, go. That is essential. Yes, we absolutely need to sleep well to keep our bodies healthy. Here's your next one. Drinking water. 1, 2, ready, go. That is essential. Good. And here's your last example. Reading books. 1, 2, ready, go. That's not essential. Now, remember, we're only asking if it's essential for good work. For good health. Of course, we know it is essential to read books, but reading books isn't an essential part of keeping a healthy body. All right, so remember that the 4 essential nutrients are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and water. Now, I'm going to have you pause the video to think of a breakfast meal. Now, I want you to explain to someone what you would eat if you wanted a meal with lots and lots of nutrients. Now, some foods may contain more than one nutrient, and that you got to make a decision about which one is more important or the main one. You're going to name a couple of things that you would eat for breakfast to get each of these proteins. You're going to press pause to do this, and when you press play, you're going to see if you can guess the nutrient that each piece of my breakfast belongs to. Go ahead and press pause now to share with someone what you would eat for breakfast if you wanted lots and lots of nutrients. Now, remember that the 4 nutrients that are essential for good health are water, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Now, if I wanted to plan a meal with lots of nutrients, my meal would consist of steak and eggs and toast with butter. Now, let's think about which nutrients each of those belongs to. Now, let's start with steak and eggs. What nutrient would I get from that? You can point to it now and let's see if you're right. 1, 2, ready, go. Yeah, I would be gaining proteins from my steak and eggs. Now, I also want some toast with butter. What nutrient would I get from that butter? Absolutely right. I would get a fat. And lastly, what nutrient would I be getting from my toast? 1, 2, ready, go. Yes, good. I would be getting some carbohydrates. And in order to strengthen our writing, we're going to work with adverbs today, which are words that describe action words or verbs. In the read aloud you heard, vitamin A helps you see more clearly at night. Point to the verb in the sentence. Yes, good. The verb is see. Now, which word in the sentence describes the action, describes how we see? Vitamin A helps you see more clearly at night. Good. Now, see is an action word, and clearly is the adverb that is being used to describe how vitamin A helps you see at night. Now, I'm going to read a few more sentences, and you're going to read the sentences exactly like I read them to help us identify the verb and then the adverb. Here is the first sentence. I am speaking softly. Go ahead and say that sentence just like me. I am speaking softly. Now, the verb in each of these sentences will be speaking. But how am I speaking? Let's say that one more time. I am speaking softly. Good. The word softly describes how we are speaking. Here is the next sentence. Remember to repeat it just like I said it. I am speaking quickly. Say it just like me again. I am speaking quickly. Now, remember that our verb for all these sentences is speaking. But how was I just speaking? Yes, I was speaking quickly. The adverb in this sentence is quickly because that describes how I was speaking. Here is your next one. I am speaking loudly. Say that just like me. I am speaking loudly. We know that the verb is speaking. And the word loudly is the adverb because that describes how we are speaking. And here is your last one. I am speaking slowly. Say that just like me. Ready, go. I am speaking slowly. We know that speaking is the verb, and the word slowly is the adverb because that describes how we are speaking. Now, let's review really quickly. What are the four main nutrients? Water, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. For your exit pass today, you will either complete 7.1 in your knowledge book, but if you don't have that, that's totally fine. You can use a regular sheet of paper just like mine, and then you're going to draw 4 squares and label them water, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. Inside each of these boxes, you are going to draw an example of each of the nutrients, and you have the image in the middle to help. Then, after you draw your images, you are going to write 3 or 4 sentences about nutrients. 1 introductory sentence and 2 or 3 sentences about how nutrients help a body stay healthy. For example, you could say, one nutrient I learned about is proteins. Proteins repair cells. Whichever nutrients you would like to talk about, that's fine, but you need to have at least 3 to 4 sentences. As you are working, you can pause on this page so that you can see examples of each of those 4 nutrients. Thank you so much for taking time to learn with me, and be sure to upload your picture of either activity page 7.1 or your drawn out piece of paper onto Class Dojo. Can't wait to see you all. Have a great rest of your day.